and roll, Chicago. Rock and roll, Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock your city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best you're ever around.
It is Paul Martin
And Ray the Roadie.
for the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast. What's up, Ray?
Oh, not a heck of a lot. I'm out here at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, and I ran into somewhat of a Joliet celebrity.
Really?
Yeah, and he said he'd like to talk to us sometime. So I says, let's talk.
Okay.
So today's feature podcast is Joliet Dave of Chasing Amy.
Not Joliet Dave.
The Joliet. They named the town after him, Paul.
That's right. Yes, they did.
That's our guest today.
Very good. Does he call you Frankfurt Ray or no?
No. It's Ray the Roadie.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I was clear on that.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, it could be hamburger. I prefer hamburgers over hot dogs, but
Okay.
No, it's Ray the Roadie.
Okay.
Just Ray the Roadie.
Oh, I see Frankfurt. I get it.
Yeah. So what's going on with you?
Well, I'm looking forward to talking to Dave and finding out about Chasing Amy. I guess they've been around for quite some time. And let's see what Dave had to say.
Yeah, they've been around a long time and they still haven't caught her.
Yes. No, I don't think they have. Well, let's
it's kind of like the Roadrunner and the Coyote.
Let's find out if they have.
Let's see.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. Today we're speaking with the bass player, the manager of Chasing Amy, Joliet Dave. How are you, Dave?
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, hanging in there, doing pretty well.
That's good. So tell us a little bit about, tell us about yourself first. Let's talk about you first. Let's find out where you got started and how you got started playing bass guitar and how long you've been playing
I started about 1975. That's when I started playing, but I was playing guitar at the time. And first gig was a bicentennial party, so I've been around a little bit, But played a lot of heavy rock, and then eventually, turned into like 60% covers and 40% originals type of thing. And played in a lot of bands up into about strictly on guitar, through beginning of the 90s. And then I used to go down to this blues jam in downtown Joliet. And eventually a group of guys that were forming a band there, a fellow by the name of Mondo Cortez. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's with the Chicago Blues Angels. He was putting together a band, asked me to play bass because I would go down there and play bass because, I could play guitar anytime, So I started making the switch and I played predominantly bass in that band for about 5 years that we were together. A lot of gigs. That was called the Blues Boys. And we played the entire Chicago land area. And, I just kind of liked it and stuck with the bass and just kept playing in different bands since then.
So you were playing the blues?
Yeah,
playing more rock stuff.
Well, it started off with rock, and then when I got into bass, it was blues for about 5-6 years, and then I went back into like rock, classic rock, that kind of thing.
And so now this brings us to now. You've been playing bass then for quite some time, right?
Right. I started out on bass, strictly bass, probably about 93. So I played about 18 years of guitar strictly, and then switched over to bass. And I still play guitar occasionally, but mostly with original type of things. But as far as bands go, I stick with the bass.
So tell us about Chasing Amy. When did Chasing Amy get started then?
We started in 2007. I answered. Well, no, I didn't answer it. Actually, they contacted me through one of these musician sites where you're trying to connect with other bands and that kind of a thing. And so I went. They were rehearsing out in Naperville. Didn't have a name or anything yet. They were just kind of forming. Went over there. Things worked out really well. At the time, they had a girl singer, 2 guitar players, one of the guitar players sang, keyboard player, and a drummer. And so over the next few months, we lost, we eliminated one of the guitar positions, changed keyboard players, and started picking up some steam and, working some gigs and promoting and, the whole thing. So we were going pretty good there, end of 2007, beginning of 2008. And then the guitar player and keyboard player decided they wanted to kind of go off on their own and form their own type of band, doing a little different kind of music.
What kind of music were you playing?
Us at the time were doing a lot of what I thought were a lot of mellower type songs, a lot of Motown and, things like that.
I love Motown.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody loves Motown.
We still do some, but it's But so I was told at the time we're gonna put. We started off with one name called Stone Groove, but Amy, who was the singer, thought, well, let's call it Chasing Amy. So we started going by with that. But now when those 2 fellas decided to leave, we, I was told that, let's put Chasing Amy on the back burner for a while. And I thought, well, no, I mean, we picked up, we've been roll along pretty good here. We're kind of got a good following going. I told the singer, Amy and the drummer, let's just kind of keep it going. So we decided to do that. And no sooner had I said that, about a week or 2 later, Amy informed us that her husband is being relocated out of state for a job, and so they were moving. So okay, so now we're down to me and the drummer. So still, I decided, well, still, let's just keep going.
Well, you and the drummer, that's the backbone of the band, right?
Well, yeah, right.
Okay. That's the foundation right there. You got to build from there, right?
That's all we need. 3 hours of that. But, rather than try and start something new and, again, I'm thinking we're already rolling. So we auditioned a guitar player and took on a new guitar player, tried out some singers. One was stuck for a little while, but then that wasn't going to work out. So I connected with a female singer that was, they were rehearsing out in Naperville now. Bolingbrook. So we went and checked them out, and she had a drummer going and another guitar player, and that was about it. Me and the drummer that was with Chasing Amy, well, we joined another band that was already going with a guy who wanted to join Chasing Amy, if that's a little confusing. Okay. I didn't think he was right for Chasing Amy. But so anyway, so now there's 2 bands going. And I figured, well, let's just keep the Chasing Amy guy over in that band. I'll use the drummer that from the girl singer. And so now we got 2 guitar players, drummer and a singer and me. Well, then we lose the other guitar player. Now there's just the 4 of us, and we start going. We're playing gigs, and we're rolling along pretty good. And the drummer decided the drive was a little too much because he lived out in Chicago. So then we bring in Paul Chamberlain. You might know he used to play in a little band called Slink Rand.
Oh, sure.
Back in the day. You might also know his brother Jimmy Chamberlain, right, who's with the Smashing Pumpkins.
Right.
And so we brought in Paul, and so we continued on.
Well, Slink Rand, you're bringing back some memories now.
Yeah. So now we got this band going, and then as things happen, the singer and the guitar player start having the falling out a little bit and the little band drama things. So we part ways with that guitar player. Side note, I ended up being in another band with him later on. But so we brought in Bill Volling, who around Joliet was probably best known with a band called Gunner. And so, yeah, he was pretty well known around town, 70s and 80s, that kind of thing. And so there's the nucleus right there, the guitar, bass, drums that have been together since then. And now we're talking about 2009, 2010. We lose the singer that we had, and then we go through a kind of a succession of different singers. We had Lisa Matthews in the band, a girl by the name of Angel Burr, who is excellent, but she's kind of left the business, and now here we are today, 14 years later. It's and we have a girl by the name of Melissa Rodriguez, who's been with us now for about 6 years, and it brings us to today.
So you never considered changing the name to Chasing Joliet Dave?
No, I'll let the cops have that one. Yeah, they can do that. I've had people that have suggested that we change the name. Joey Demarco was one person that wanted us to do that because there was another Chasing Amy up in Wisconsin.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, we played up in Antioch one time, and they all came out to see us. So we had that Chasing Amy singer come up and do a couple songs with us, and for the most part, we had a pretty good relationship with them. It was a little confusing because we would get some offers for gigs for them, and we'd pass them to them, and they would get some for us, and vice versa. So,
Right.
And they ended up moving out of the area down in Nashville. So, and I don't know what they're doing now, but
Chasing Amy comes from the movie, right?
I believe that's where she got it from. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's not too much connection with the plot, but
Right.
And again, I kept the name mainly because we just had so much time and so forth invested in it. So like I said, but now it's 14 years, and so here we are.
And so what kind of music are you doing now? Are you doing, you still do some originals?
Over the years, we've done a couple of originals, but it's not really what we focused on. It was mainly, one of the members would bring in an original and we'd play it. And the thing is that everybody's kind of scattered. Elk Grove Village, Chicago, Joliet, so we don't get to get together as much to just kind of do songwriting sessions. When we get together, it's to do, everybody comes to a rehearsal where everybody's all prepared and it's just work. Boom, we come in, we start working.
Right.
So we don't get a lot of time for that. But each of us has done some of our own side projects as far as originals, releasing things and getting some airplay with our own stuff on the side, And some of it wouldn't fit in too much of what we're doing. Like me and the guitar player tend to lean more on the heavier rock side of things. Although Chasing Amy does delve into that. The type of music we play will run the gamut from, for instance, last Saturday, Styx. It will start off with a Styx song, and somewhere in the middle now we're playing Carrie Underwood, and then we end up with Pat Travers and Queen and that type of thing.
Wow.
So, it's all in how you do the set list. Everything's, I spend a lot of time on the set list. So, everything has to just kind of blend in and make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put it on a YouTube list and just listen to it play through, and I said, okay, all right, that sounds good. So we'll go ahead and do that. But yeah,
that's actually a good idea. Put it on the YouTube list.
Yeah. I make a playlist. So, and then I just sit back and listen to it. So it's, but yeah, we'll do, Alanis Morissette or Cyndi Lauper, and then we'll get into Robin Trower and Eric Johnson.
Does anybody sing besides your girl singer? What's her name, Melissa? Does anybody sing besides her?
Yes, guitar player Bill. He does. He'll sing lead on some tunes and sing some backup and harmonies. And they keep trying to get me to do it, but I cite the law that was passed here in Joliet several years ago that keeps me away from a microphone. When you have the villagers showing up at your door with torches,
Run them out of town.
Yeah, take the hits, Although I used to do that a long time ago. I'm better with just an acoustic doing some blues. You can get away, there's a wide margin of what you can get away with on that.
Oh, yeah. Even mistakes sound good.
yeah. You don't have to be so precise. There's no harmonies or nothing pretty about it. Yeah.
So how'd you survive COVID?
We tried to get together occasionally. We lost a lot of gigs, obviously.
Sure, as everyone did, right?
Right. But the idea was that, well, we're not going to go anywhere. We'll just kind of go off and do our own thing and woodshed or what have you. And when it comes together, it'll come together. We stayed in touch. I threw out some new songs here occasionally. Here's work on that. Everybody just kind of kept in communication with each other, and say, well, we'll just weather the storm.
Yeah, well, it's probably good that you did. I mean, I'm sure it was the demise of many bands. COVID was, yeah.
I guess it's. I'm just. I get accused of being stubborn about a lot of things, and I guess I think that's probably one of the reasons we've been around for so long, because it's, if we lose a member or some disaster happens, we've had health issues, near death situations where we almost lost someone.
Wow.
Broken limbs.
Yeah.
And we just keep going. A few years ago, Bill, the guitar player, broke his arm because he's a roofer. I can't remember exactly how he puts it. He won't say he fell off the roof. I don't know if he says he rolled or floated or or what have you, but he won't say he fell off the roof. Yeah. But so he had a broken arm, so we brought in one of our old guitar players from early on, and he filled in and did a great job at it. So
you got to make do where you can, right?
Oh yeah. And then I've had other singers that had to step in for some other reason, play a few gigs, and I just you just keep going.
Right. Well, not a lot of bands can do that. And a lot of bands, I mean, get locked into a situation and they have to stick with that. So, I mean, good for you for being able to bring subs in and have them play and keep moving.
Yeah. I mean, I try to use subs that are going to be, keep it at least at that quality. Of course there are some missteps in there.
Oh yeah. Well, that's live music, right?
Yeah, well, we had Wanda. She was great at the rehearsals, but man, she got out in front of the live audience. I'm hearing all these vocal runs like this American Idol or something, or The Voice, and I'm like, what is all of this? And nothing's hitting.
Yeah.
So that was a one and only gig on that one. It was pulled her off at a show. No.
Yeah,
it's not going to work.
Are most of your gigs predominantly in the Joliet area, or you guys travel outside the area?
Oh no, we play from Waukegan, our area. Yeah, we'll go up to Waukegan, play out there, and out to we've been out to Ottawa, down to Wilmington, out to Tinley Park. Actually, in Joliet proper, we haven't really played a gig in town here in in 2 years. So of course there's the COVID thing in there.
Sure.
Right.
But it's like we played Shanahan, so we'll be close. We just did that last Saturday.
Okay.
They have a nice venue down there. Just put in a brand new stage and sound and lights. And
yes,
they have
some clubs were able to improve their locations while other clubs closed.
Yeah, they have an outfit called Rock Productions, NFP, that does sound for them. And oh boy, they did a great job. And it's one thing to have people come up and tell you, wow, the band's great, we love you guys, we're having a lot of fun, but to also say, man, the sound is just, the floor is rumbling, everything's great. The sound is perfect. Yeah, kudos to them for doing such a great job down there.
This is Paul Martin
and Ray the Roadie, and we're here to talk to you about GHS strings.
That's right, Ray. Whether you play electric guitar, acoustic, or bass,
or even banjo, mandolin, or ukulele, then GHS has the strings for you.
GHS strings are easy to play with a rich, full balanced tone available in many different gauges.
Great for all musical styles. So if you play
with the best. Play GHS strings.
So now you mentioned that you do the booking. You're the manager of the band, right? But then you also mentioned Joey Demarco. So I imagine you've crossed paths with him a few times, right?
Oh yeah. I've used Joey for a lot of gigs. I book a lot of myself. I got one or two other guys that just kind of do it as a they like the band, so they know people, so they'll get us into some places. Other bands, and we'll help other bands get into a place. We like to try and get along with our fellow musicians out there, our brothers in sound, as I like to call them, brothers and sisters in sound.
Right.
So we've, we'll take gigs like that. But yeah, I've worked with Joey quite a bit, a lot over the last 25 years, if not more.
Oh yeah.
We've had our ups and downs, but
Yeah. Well, no. His name has been mentioned quite a few times on our show and by different bands, and but I think he does a great job. I mean, I've known Joey for 100 years at least, and I think he does a good job, and he's got his foot in the door just about everywhere you could imagine.
Well, what I like about working with him, because we, like I said, I work with other, even other booking people, is that I'll tell him, okay, here's, what we need, here's what we require, and and here's where we want to play. And he'll try and fill that, and whereas I get sometimes with the other booking agents, they'll try blowing smoke and telling me how great this free gig is going to be because of all the exposure and all of this, Yeah. And I'm like, listen, don't bring me stuff like that. Just here's what I look for. Here's what I need. And when you got that, then come and talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't give me the sales pitch. I've been a salesman, so I don't want to hear it coming from someone else.
You could tell Joey or United Talent. You could tell them, say, hey, I've got a date open in 2 months here that we need to fill, and he'll fill it for you.
Right. Yeah. That's sometimes I'll do. I'll look at the calendar and going, yeah, okay. I got such and such a date.
2 months down the road or something. Great.
Yeah. So I think we have a pretty good working relationship with him.
Are you also the music director of the band?
Well, as far as picking out material, yeah. I'll say this, and I know what it's going to sound like, but it's not entirely a democracy.
Okay, right. Right.
Because I just, it's obviously, I'll take in ideas, from some of the other guys, but I'll listen to it and I'll run it past some of our followers. Sometimes, I'll connect with people through Facebook or something, or when I'm going to see another band, I'll talk to people and what do you think about this song? What if we started doing that?
Right.
I make the final okay on the songs, because there's a certain thing. I just imagine what the reaction is to be when we're playing it. How's the crowd going to respond to it? And sometimes when you're dealing with musicians, they want to. I try to give everybody a little room to the spotlight, of course, and find some songs. But they've come up actually with a lot of great tunes that that we're using. Melissa actually has been very helpful with that too. At one time I just kind of decided on my own and what songs we're doing, but now I'll kind of run past her because she seems, she has a real good insight on the things and, figure out pitch and that type of thing too, before I even bring it to the other, tell the other guys about it. When I bring it to them, I want, especially the guitar player, I want him to know we've already decided, okay, we're going to be playing it in this key. So I've been in other situations where you get on, you get the rehearsal, you work on a song, you get the rehearsal, and everybody's playing it in different. Well, I listen to that version, and
right.
I'm playing it in this key. I try to avoid that at all cost. So like I said, we just like to come in and work, and that's it. Not a lot of playtime or smoke breaks or.
So what would you describe your genre of music right now?
Oh boy. Like I said, we're just kind of all over the place. Well, the way I describe the band is classic rock, cool country, and party tunes.
Okay.
That kind of covers pretty much what we're doing because we just started doing I Want to Dance with Somebody, but we do the a version from another band that plays it.
Okay.
Can't think about who does that now.
So you'll throw in some newer stuff. Besides the classic Krakens.
Yeah, we've done some Katy Perry, and again, then we'll pick up some that we just started doing, Snorting Whiskey, Drinking Cocaine.
Yeah.
That was one of the new ones we did, and Respect, Aretha Franklin. We started doing that one, and again, then we'll pick up some new things, some country songs. We got probably some Luke Bryan coming up.
So you've got you're just a 3-piece with the lead singer?
Yeah, guitar, bass, drums, and 2 people that sing. But kind of what we do is we'll all learn the proper parts and that kind of a thing, and then when we bring it together, we'll just kind of flesh it out a little bit because, as I said, we start off last Saturday doing a Styx tune.
Right.
Got too much time on my hands.
Right.
So a lot of that falls on me and the drummer to fill that space.
Right. Right. Yeah. I'm thinking of the song. Yes.
Right. But so I take the Geezer Butler, Jack Bruce approach to bass playing,
Which is
to a lot of bends and things that make it sound really full.
Right.
It's just listen to old Cream and old Sabbath. Sometimes, geez, it just even when Tony Iommi takes a guitar solo, it's still. It doesn't sound empty,
Right.
Because those 2 guys, the rhythm section, it's filling up that void.
So was it a big switch from going from guitar to bass? I mean, I know you've got, basically same 4 strings or, the bottom 4 strings or whatever, unless you play a 5-string bass. Do you?
No.
Oh.
Well, my thing is
you're old school.
Again,
you're old school.
Nothing against the 5-stringers and 6 and 8 stringers, but I said if you can't get it done in 4, just play the guitar.
Yeah. So,
there you go.
And I used a line from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where first the number shall be 4, 3 is right out, except unless you are proceeding to 4.
That's right.
But
some of those guys like to get paid by the string, so
yeah, you would think. But it's the transition wasn't, I guess, too hard. I used to have jams at my house in Joliet, there on the east side of Joliet, and we spawned a lot of musicians that are still playing from these jams,
Yeah.
And now I play left-handed, so when I went in to get lessons the first time. Yeah. The guy's looking at me like, "Oh no, you're gonna have to flip that over," and I'm like, "I don't want to flip that over."
Right.
My guys are Tony Iommi and Jimi Hendrix, and I'm left-handed. Whoa, hey, imagine that!
Yeah.
So my way of getting around that was I invited all these hotshot guitar players and things to come over to my house to jam. So I just would spend the time learning, asking questions, watching.
Right.
And so eventually, somebody would bring a bass along, and it certainly wasn't going to be a left-handed bass.
Right.
My guitar even started off as a right-handed guitar with the string switched over.
Right.
But nobody was going to accommodate me on the bass, so I just started flipping a right-handed bass over, which is what I still do. So when I play guitar, I have nice left-handed guitars I play, but when I play bass, I just have a righty that I flip over.
Now your strings aren't in different order, though, right?
No, it's just a right-handed bass. I can hand it off to any right-handed bass player; they can play it.
Oh, okay.
So the low E and the E on the bass was on the bottom.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the strings are in different order than a traditional.
And if I play guitar, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Oh, I see. So that's kind of interesting.
And it takes a couple seconds to make that adjustment in your head if I'm happen to be playing both on the same time,
Because I was thinking if you were playing guitar and you had a right-handed guitar player and you were playing left-handed, you can kind of mirror image what he was doing. But if you're playing the strings the opposite direction too, then you really can't, right?
Yeah, nobody bothers trying to.
Yeah, nobody's teaching that.
No.
Nobody's watching. Like Bill, the guitar player, he doesn't watch to see what I'm doing at all.
Right.
Because first of all, everything's now going in the opposite direction of what he's looking at.
Right. Be totally confused, right? Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, I used to run sound, and I have a couple bands come in where I was running sound at, and they had a big great guy he played blues, played the left hand, but played the right handed guitar, which so the bass string was on the bottom, the low E was on the bottom rather than on top. Yeah. And I was trying to watch what the hell he's doing, and I was totally lost. Totally lost.
Yeah, well, it's just the way I like. Again, there wasn't going to be.
You learn, right?
Yeah. So it's just kind of went with the flow because, like I said, nobody was bringing a left-handed bass for me. So I think you learned bass or you learned guitar even by play by ear, correct? Yeah.
Do you read music at all?
No.
No.
I mean, I'll read it. I just don't understand it. Yeah.
It's like reading like Chinese. Yeah, I can read Chinese. I have no idea what it says.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. But no. Yeah, I play entirely by ear. So I really couldn't afford the lessons anyway. Because my dad had just passed away, and just kind of me and my mom that were there, and then it came time to well, let's. With these guys I was playing, well, let's tour, and I had to make that decision that no, I had to stay with Ma and make sure she's taken care of,
So you said the jam sessions at your house though, right? Oh
yeah. Geez, that went on for like 10 years or more.
And this was back when in the 80s or when?
70s, mid 70s to about the late 80s.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I started having them out in a public park out here called West Park.
Okay.
And I got permission from the park district and everything to go on out there. I got my sound permits, and but yeah, back at the house though was there was a lot of musicians that came in, thinking they were hot shots, and they get their butts handed to them, and. But they were always very gracious about it and said, wow, I thought I was really something before I came in here. And because, there was a lot of good players that were coming in and out of there. And they would, some of you might be familiar with even, drummers and things like, my cousin, you might know Danny Garcia.
Yeah.
From back in the pinups and it. Yeah. I think our proudest moments was we were playing in the backyard and we had a Will County sheriff show up at the house, and he came up and said, you can hear you guys all the way to the prison, the correctional center, they did the Blues Brothers movie. And I don't know if he thought we were going to feel bad or ashamed or we all started high-fiving each other. Nothing to be proud of.
Yeah.
So then we started sticking my mom out in the front porch with a police scanner.
Oh.
So she'd come around back and boys, the police are on their way. Okay. So we'd all stop and we'd go sit on the front porch and watch the cop roll up and down the street a couple times, and they'd drive away and
get back at it, right? Yeah. So you're probably the forerunner of jam nights, right?
I don't know. I would say in Joliet area is probably T-Bird Huck. He started the official ones in the bars and that type of thing. Yeah. He's the first one I remember anyway.
So I'm trying to think of some of the clubs that from Joliet. Now you still live in Joliet?
Oh yeah. Oh, they named the town after me. I can't leave now. Yeah.
But the Edifice comes to mind.
Oh yeah. RBK's was another one.
RBK's was kind of Shorewood, right?
Right.
Yeah.
There's one. There was one on Jefferson Street in Joliet that changed a lot of names. It was Bentley's and Great Expectations and
Bentley's. Yes, Bentley's.
Yeah. So there was a lot of places. So yeah, I was playing a lot of these places too. Edifice and RBK's things.
What was the name of the club that was in the Jefferson Mall there?
That was Not
Nattles.
Yeah.
Nattles, yes. Yeah, I remember.
Have a lot of good memories there too.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Walmart now. He tore that mall down.
Yeah. Yeah. It used to be where the OTB was or something, wasn't it? Or wasn't it?
Yeah, actually that's still there, but it's in a separate building.
Oh, okay.
Like behind where the mall used to be. But
yeah.
But yeah, I'd say chasing aiming the nice thing is there's a lot of history with some of the individual members there. We've certainly been playing a long time. And we've had people come by to see us, like Slink ran,
Right.
Before he passed, and Jimmy Chamberlain's been out to see us a few times, so that's always nice.
Sure. Where do you go from here? What do? You just keep playing, keep rock and rolling?
Yeah. We just played this past Saturday. We got. I think we're going to kind of spread it out a little bit more, and for now. We're playing at the end of the month. We're playing at a place called Uptown in Plainfield. That's the 29th of May.
Okay.
And then we head out in June. I think the 12th it is. We're at the Moose of Wilmington, which you wouldn't believe it, but man, is that a fun crowd.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's gonna...
A couple of the Mooses are having bands. The one in Joliet has one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be Meese?
Yeah,
Plural?
It'd be
Wouldn't that be Meese?
Mises, yes.
Moose eye. And the flock of moose.
Flock of moose, that's right.
Where are you playing? The flock of moose. But no, it's actually a lot of them have really fun crowds.
Yep.
They're all into it, and they're just there to have a good time, and that's kind of what we like to do. We don't claim to be the best this or the premier that, and we're there's not pyro or laser lights and that kind of thing. No costumes. Well, maybe me. You can accuse me of that, I suppose. But but we don't go up to blow the stage up and all, anything like that. But it's we just like to go out and have a good time, put on a nice show for everybody.
Right.
But at the end of the night, when they come up and say, "Man, I had a lot of fun," that's what we're looking for. Mm-hmm. That's all that's what we're looking to do. Everybody's worked all week long, and then all this other stuff going on in the world, and we just want people to come and hear us and dance and party and forget all that, at least for a few hours.
Yeah. That's key right there. Yeah,
that's it. We're not like I said, we're not making any claims to be anything more than we are. We're just a bunch of guys and a girl that like to go out and play some fun tunes and have a good night and give everybody, put some smiles on people's faces and that type of thing.
And thank goodness places are starting to reopen so we can do that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once, go ahead, Ray.
I was going to say, where can people find the band socially?
Well, we're on Instagram and Facebook, of course, Chasing Amy We Rock, Twitter, and I'm on there too. So if they find the band through me, if they friend me on Facebook, they'll eventually get that band invite.
There you go.
That's a given. So if you friend Joliet Dave, you're gonna get that. Don't complain about it.
So besides yourself, Joliet Dave on bass, who are the other players in the band?
That would be Melissa Rodriguez doing vocals,
right.
plays a little percussion. We have Bill Volling, lead guitar, plays and also sings, and Paul Chamberlain holding down the backbeat there.
Very good, very good.
So, and like I said, we've been the three guys have been together for about 11 years now. So.
And we can find some of your stuff on YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's YouTube and Reverb Nation. Oh, yeah, we're also on there, too.
And now, when I looked for Tracy Gaming, I found a couple of them. One from England or something, I think. And I said, well, that's not them. Yes, Imposters.
It's me, Joliet Tribute Band. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I know there's some out there. I think there was one in Australia.
Yeah. So how do we distinguish you from the other ones? Is do you?
Well, for instance, with Instagram, it'll say Joliet specifically, but
Okay.
you know, well, everything tied in with the band is Chicagoland area,
Right. Okay.
So
So put chasing Amy Chicago. We will probably find you, right?
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good.
All righty. Well, thanks for your time, Joliet Dave. It was great
right.
talking to you.
Yeah, and you guys too.
And hopefully we'll get out and see you guys somewhere this summer.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. Yeah, we'll be out there. We're plugging along like we have been. So
Yeah.
Very good. Stay out there, keep rocking.
That's the goal, man. All right, we'll see you.
Take care. Thanks.
Okay, Frankfurt Ray. Excuse me, Ray the Roadie.
It's Ray the Roadie.
I'm sorry, I forget. So that was a great conversation we had there with Joliet Dave, wasn't it?
That's right. And like I said earlier, still haven't caught her.
Still haven't caught her, but they're going to continue to stay out there and keep playing and keep rock and rolling, I guess, until they do, right?
Yeah, until they're going to keep chasing until they catch her. Once they catch her, I don't know what's going to happen.
I'd been tired by now. I might have just given up.
No, you do kind of remind me of Wile E. Coyote.
I do.
Yeah, kind of chasing the Roadrunner around.
Yeah. It's an
buying
endless
Acme bombs.
It's an endless battle.
That's right. It is an endless battle. But it was a great conversation with Joliet Dave. Nice backstory on how the band got together. And how about that playing the bass upside down?
Yeah.
That is got it. I honestly, I sit here thinking about it and I just can't picture it.
I'm going to have to go watch some of his YouTube videos now and check it out.
It's going to look, I'm sure it's going to look weird.
Yes.
But you know what? If that's how you learn to play it,
then that's how you play it. Right. That's right.
That's how you play it. So, yeah, definitely check out Chasing Amy this summer at a venue near you.
Okay, I will. Right after I put my GHS strings on and I stop by the Rock and Roll Museum there in Joliet.
Definitely. I wonder if he uses GHS strings on his bass.
I don't know. Boomers.
Yeah.
May use boomers.
That's right.
But
so until next time, folks.
Until next time, thanks for joining us.
That's all, folks.
Thanks for joining us.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast does not own the rights to any of the music that's played on this podcast.
The music is used to promote the band or musicians that are interviewed.
Rock and roll, Chicago. Rock and roll.